another stream. Friday, so I'm gonna get into some shit.
It's Friday stream time. It's Friday stream time.
So I thought about it, and I think I'm gonna do the dialogue boxes. It seems like a cool idea to do, and try to work in how that fits into the level design.
Oh, okay. Like the modularity of creating a scene versus a level.
Yeah, kind of both. Well, because dialogue boxes should be able to pop up either at a specific point in the level, right? Just like while you're playing the level, or I guess it could also play out as a cutscene kind of a thing, where it's like a legit cutscene, like not a level.
Right. Where it's different, not with what do you call it? Like a video cutscene, or like a
scripted, not really pre-rendered, just like a scripted sequence of events that's not a level.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess I could like.
But you will be scripting things in the level itself also. Like enemy movements and
of course, yeah, that's technically all scripted as well.
Yeah,
more or less. They're really just positioned, I guess. So that specific thing has to be worked out, and I think it's just gonna be like everything already exists in the scene, and it's kind of all off screen scrolling toward the game view, and once it hits the game view, it's going to play out the way it's supposed to.
Gotcha.
That seems like a decent approach. It used to do it in a way where I had to define time codes for when exactly everything would happen. So it'd be like 3 enemies of this type at 2 seconds, message box at 5 seconds, 4 enemies of this type with this movement at 6 seconds. Right. It was easy enough, and I could draw it all on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Where you could imagine that the seconds were literally just like X points on a graph as you continue down the level.
Okay.
Anyway.
No, I get what you mean, because you only need that value since you're going across. Well, you need the Y value, no?
Yeah, you do need to specify where on the y-axis they're going to appear,
Yeah.
and then the x-axis is literally like when they're going to appear instead.
Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of translates into where they're going to appear if you can think about it in the game universe, because you kind of pretend that you're scrolling along because of the background.
Yeah, because that's not even really happening either. It's all an illusion.
Yeah.
Get off my desk.
Is screen recording not good? Is screen recording not good? What do you mean?
Okay, go kiss me.
Okay, so dialogue boxes. Let's get dialogue boxes. Dialogue box. Explosions, ships. Showing cutscenes. Yeah, but like in-game scripted events where like you show dialogue boxes. You showed like the game is actually playing out, and you show a dialogue box pop up, and then ship moves from point A to point B. The character doesn't have controls, but he watches stuff playing out, right?
Are you answering somebody?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, not like a video cutscene, not like an FMV.
Okay.
But I guess I get what you mean. Like, I don't know if it was something specific. You could literally play out the game and screen record it, and then play the screen recording in the game. Yeah, exactly. Like in Star Fox when. Yeah, exactly. One of those things. Okay, so I need. Let's see, text boxes. Let's get faces. Oh no, is that all in here already? I think I got that now. No. Alright, so faces. Roxy. Pilot head, angry, pilot. Where's normal? Oh, I guess he's always angry. Static. There. Okay. Static. Okay. Roxy. Why is it removing the... Said capital letters, I meant capital letters. Sprite sheet, I don't need that. Okay.
We got your big old S right here.
Alright, so the idea is that I'm just going to build out one of these things. Oh wait, where did I put that other thing? So HUD, I need this, message box, text, which I didn't put there. Right. So I'm just going to bring that into the scene and see what that looks like. That's going to be on the UI layer, I guess. Alright, it's about the right size too. So yeah, I'm going to leave it as this being the entire object. There's going to be a zone for the head. Let me add that here. So this is inbox. This is face. UI, bring that up to 10. Why can't I see it? Guess it's right there. It's actually pretty small.
What did you hear?
Scale 2. It's not that much better. 1.8. 1.8. Is that about right? Something looks off. Maybe not. Yeah. Let's see. It's a little bit too big. 1.5. It's too small. 6. 6.
guess it doesn't have to be that similar from the original.
Not at all. Just has to
I was
have
trying to remake it a little bit.
So I guess these should be like lower left aligned. All of them. Bottom left. I can position it like that. Right, if I change it out. Like that. Centered. Where the hell is the center? Where the camera is 3.28. Oh, that's Y. 5.85. 85. And I guess let's put it up here. That's pretty close. Okay. And then it's going to need text. This damn text thing again. Alright. So, text. Just copy this guy. Text. Character size. Font size. So let's do one. Where is this? This goes like this. This might actually be kind of annoying. Oh no, it has anchor. Upper left. There we go. So right around this position. Game text, right, okay. Testing is fruit. Junk.
What?
Alright.
It's working?
Yeah, kind of. Oh yeah, this also has to be a part of the camera. Any message box has to appear in the camera.
Does it have to be portrait?
Does it have to be portrait? Ask Dan. I don't know what dimensions he's using, so.
Is he up right now?
Yeah, he was chatting earlier.
What's his username on here?
He's in the Twitch chat.
Oh, he's in the Twitch chat right now?
Yeah.
Oh, so he can hear me. Wait.
Yeah, he can. He's responding.
Oh. Okay. Please tell me.
Go read it.
I'm going. Damn it. Go reach it.
Oh man. Trying to make a game here. Oh, I expected it to work like this. How do I specify that? Test.
Okay, here we go. Um,
Where's word wrapping?
yeah, Dan, the NFT, the box art.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Actually, I don't know if we should be using his undisclosed. It's short for Danerkel.
It's short for real crypto is dang good.
That's a good one. Huh. His cover's blown. He blew his popsicle stand.
It doesn't word wrap by itself.
I didn't like how that pixel art came out. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
I mean, it had a lot of like little artifacts and stuff. Overall,
Yeah.
I liked it though.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah. Text mesh.
Okay, so is the ratio just a standard page? Is it 16:9? Is it like, is there a set dimension that's ideal for it? Because I'll just make it for that dimension. Justin's at 55 followers. Okay, so until he responds. Oh, no one. What does that mean? Does that mean I can define it right now? Fuck, it's all landscape now. I just screwed everyone over because no one does landscape. But in this particular situation, I think the landscape setup would be better.
Most box art that I ever see is portrait.
Yeah, but think about when the box is on its side. Now what is it?
Portrait on its side. It's laying the wrong way. Pick it up.
You all need a new angle on life.
Yeah. Will it handle this? Apparently not. Well, I mean, I probably can't write it in there directly, right? Renders the backslash n. It's rich text. Oh, because of like this? No. No, I'm confused by the capabilities of this system. I can only imagine if I do this, then there is a backslash n, and I just don't see it. So let's see if I can do it programmatically. Game text. So yeah, text mesh. I need my text mesh. Text. Text equals that's the case, then I don't even care about the width. I'll just manually put in the new lines. It's no big deal. Yeah, that worked. What the hell is that, though? Because it has a space? Oh, it does have a space. Alright.
What do your enemy ships look like again?
They got a few different varieties.
Okay, I see that one.
That's one of them. You can go here. Here's a link.
I noticed that. I just want the general shape of it so you can actually tell that it's supposed to be the same thing.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, if you check out the Kickstarter video, there's a bunch of stuff in there. So.
Can you see my screen? Do you
I can,
see what's
yeah.
going on?
It's a little hectic.
Huh?
It's hectic.
What do
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw like. Well, I'm trying to make it like box art with craziness everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And what I really wanted to do is say, don't set the text, play text. That'll always be the same speed. When it's done, close after a second, or so.
On a winter's day. Well, that was a cool ship. Yeah, that's a cool looking ship right there. Oh. Yeah. Let's add him. Let's add him to the convo.
Text done. Set text is gonna just do that and say it's done.
Are we all here?
Oh. What's going on?
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hold on. I don't even think I have this microphone set up.
I mean, it works. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear my background?
I don't know. What is
No,
it? Is it? Are you in like a jungle with a bunch of lions?
Did you roll a 7 or an 8? What was it?
No, it's a new laptop, so I don't have any of my crap set up. Anyways, so what are your ideas for the NFT?
What do you mean by ideas? That's your job, isn't
like-
it?
My job? It's not my job. It's your job. It's your piece of art.
You're the
I'm
owner
just
of the platform.
I am
Well,
making a platform to empower you guys.
What can I make it do then? Tell me my limitations.
The NFT is a pointer, right? It's a pointer to sell your game. All you're going to use the NFT is to register your game that it's on. It's essentially a key, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we want to make the NFT as enticing as possible, we want to make it generative.
What's that mean?
So, like, we can use a script to make the NFT look a little different 10,000 times. So, the background, we have 10 different backgrounds, we have 10 different hats, 10 different spaceships, and then we write
Oh,
a
you're
script
making-
and we-
You're making each thing a collection.
Yeah, that would be the optimal way to sell the NFT that would make the community happy. Because then they would buy like 3 or 4 because they like them all, right?
But the idea is that it's a copy of a game to play, right?
Yeah, it's still a copy of the game. Like every NFT still unlocks the game, and the game doesn't need to change depending on the NFT. but the art is still like when they sell it, when they buy it off of my platform, they'll eventually go to the secondary market and sell it and trade it, right? When they do that, they're not going to see the game. They're going to see the picture of the box art, and then in the description it'll have a link to download the game, do all the things that they need to do. But yeah. So that's the NFT.
That's
Isn't
like
that
a
weird,
double.
though?
Yeah, that's like a double thing though, because that it's a collection in and of itself, and now it's linked to the game.
Yes, it's. I mean, I did think about that too, right? Like, do I want to do that? Like, do we need it to be a generative NFT? But then I feel weird because the whole point is that the NFT is also unique. Like, people like that aspect, non-fungibleness. Like, if you have 10,000 NFTs and they all look the same, then why don't we just make a coin that unlocks you? But then that's weird too. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
what do you guys
exactly.
think?
I mean, an NFT is like a coin, right? That's kind of what it
It is.
branched off. So, I mean, it's your full circle back at the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm open to ideas. I'm just building out the platform to sell NFTs and to help us register the NFTs to unlock the game.
I like the idea, but I think what would be better than the like however many thousand iterations is just to have like a limited release. Like you release X amount of them, and they have this cover art, and then maybe like alternatives, just like 3 variations or something like that. I don't know if it needs to be like 10,000, 10,000 different. Because then at that point, just make it a collection. That could be cool just by itself. You know what I mean? But I feel like that takes away from the whole video game part.
Yeah. It might distract people, like
Exactly.
the artists. I can understand that. I actually did have those thoughts too. But I don't have anybody to talk about it with. So I thought that about that too. I had like 5 different cover arts that are like a little bit different, and one of them is rare. It has like like the gold cartridge for Zelda.
Yeah, exactly. And you release like less of those. Don't make 10,000 of those. Make like 500 of those. So they'll be crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to go like to give them like hat parameters and weird things like that. You could go as something simple as like this one has a gold border, meaning it's like one of the first.
I mean, personally,
100.
that is something that I want to learn how to do, is how to make a collection with code like that.
I can give you the code to do that, and I can show you the way to do it.
That'd be cool.
Want to go there? I've done it before. Yeah.
I just want to test it. I wanted to test how that even works, and like, I didn't even know you didn't have to pay for them. Like when you make a collection, I thought you had to pay and mint every thing.
You do. It costs like to do this collection of 10,000. It'll probably cost me like $5,000.
But there's apparently other methods to do it where like they don't pay for it, and like when they buy it, they mint it.
Oh yeah, that's you do that in OpenSea. You can do that because it's centralized. So you just like register the picture.
Oh yeah, a lot of people do use OpenSea though. No.
Yeah, but we can't do it because we're Solana.
Oh.
So we're not going to be Ethereum.
Oh, that's interesting.
You save yourself the gas costs, right? Because in Ethereum it's like $300, and then if you do a mint cost, it can go up to $1,000 per mint.
What is it with Solana?
Free essentially. It's like a fraction of a cent.
I mean, but you're just saying the 10,000 is going to be 5,000.
Yeah. That initial cost is it's like 50 cents per NFT to. It's around 50 cents to NFT to upload. That's an initial cost. But then after that, nobody else has to deal with that, right? It's over. It's done. That's what it is.
And then the profits just go to you when they buy it? How does that work?
We can set up, so it's yes if we do it the simplest way. I have to write the code. So we can set it up so this collection is all 3 of us plus Crypto Console, right? So it's 4 of us. So we can set it up so that we set up the royalties, and the royalties can be split 4 ways. However, the actual wallet that takes in the money, that's more difficult because that is controlled. That's like the update authority. So like the initial mint will go to one wallet that I will control, and hopefully you guys will trust me with, and I'll split that over to you guys. But the royalties we can do so that like your wallet is just constantly getting money as the volume of the game, as people sell and buy. Right?
Well, then that should be part of the like. So like in the future, you want this to be a platform, right? So if somebody were to use this, they'd create a user account before anything, right? It could have like user settings for all that, right? Because in normal NFTs, you get that kind of that distribution kind of what do you call it? Like settings, like you can set all that stuff up.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely all part of the future roadmap. As of now, it's just this conversation, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, I get it. It's all in the future. Like, you know, it's not like, you know, this game done next week and then, like, you know, it's sold the day after. I don't think that's going to happen, so.
It's actually pretty crazy, man. Like, you get, like, one text. Well, I just got tweeted out by this guy, Blockchain Boy, and then, like, I got 20 people immediately in the chat room.
No, that's cool.
But it does move quickly like that, right?
Once it gets started, yeah. Once the hype is there, yeah, then it's like the floodgates. Because then all the other people who hear about it when it's hyped up, they're gonna feel like they're missing out on something, and they're gonna go and buy up some stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so that's the platform. So for this release, we can do, like you said, just 5 of them. But if you're feeling like you want to sit down and work on like the generative, generative, I don't know what the word is. I can work with you on that too. It's just it would literally just be a Photoshop file with different layers on it. So like each layer would be.
Well, if you run me through that whole thing, I can see how much effort that would take to make a fairly decent. Like, how many variables would you need? How many different iterations would be required, and like how complex does the image have to be? Because one of the crazy things that you have with the way that you're talking about is that like there's only slight differences between all the different box covers. Like, this ship is red, that ship is blue, this one has a gold trim, there's this guy's holding like a cannon instead of a pistol. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff, but you don't get a different scene ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you have limitations there too, you know?
Yeah. That's actually exactly what it would be. You never get a different scene. Maybe you get a different, maybe one really rare one, you just replace the entire character for a woman, right?
Right, but even then, it's like this. It's just
the same scene. Yes, every single time it's the same scene. You just change one little attribute. So you would create different layers for 5 specific attributes in the picture that you want to switch out. That's what you do.
That's cool. And how do you control the variability of it?
Custom code. If I'm essentially. Well, last time I did it, I wrote a JavaScript script, and I created different buckets. So, like, I said that this one, there's only like 300 of them, and then like the code just randomly grabs from that bucket until it's empty. So, like, you just go in through each bucket of attributes until everything is done.
Okay. See, the interesting thing to me about this is if the code is assembling it based on this kind of logic, and you can grab this data, because I have, like, from Monkeys, that data, those attributes, those layers are still stored. It tells you what the layer is and what value that layer has.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really awesome if what you created in that NFT was basically the structure for building the game. And I know that's the future idea, but using this same concept of like assembly code for the NFT, but in reverse.
100%. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so the changes, so as we change the variability, that data gets stored into a JSON structure in the NFT.
Uh-huh.
So theoretically, Justin could pull down that data and he could change the character in the game or the ship.
Right, exactly, because that part of that JSON document is storing that character sprite and like what that looks like.
Yes, yes. That's
So
I
that
didn't
would
want
be
to push
cool.
that.
Right.
I didn't want to push that on you guys because I don't want you to do anything that you don't want to do. But yes, we could totally do that.
Yeah. See, that's like a crazy good selling point, because that's just unique, and like the whole concept of how interprets the NFT is the game, you know, which is a cool thing.
Which doesn't need to be a day one feature, right? Like we can say this will happen in the future, and then because we're not gonna put the game in the blockchain, I'm not gonna do that. We can keep updating it.
Yeah, and it's only going to be the NFTs are just updating the variables within the game.
It's just like, yep.
That would be cool, for sure.
So that's in a nutshell what the NFT side of this would be.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. That, I mean, I don't know how if that's even possible on this particular game. I doubt it. Maybe the I can make the, like, after you show me the code and stuff, I can make the iterative, this one that we were planning on already doing. Well, I don't know. That's up to Justin, and like I would be interested in that. That's for sure.
I mean, it doesn't have to be for this project. I plan on keep making these things. Like this project can just be a 9 level, how many levels you said? Whatever, however many levels you want to do, and then you guys can move on making, if this sells out, you'll have budget to make your dream video game after this one, right? And that there you can go crazy with all the features and do whatever you want.
Right.
That said, if we had generative box art, that would really excite the pants out of people.
Yeah, I think so, and I guess that would be a good next step, like a good lead into the other method.
It's so I could show you the code that I have, but it was specifically for another drop that somebody did with some penguins. So it's like I literally, like, you know your Photoshop file, you name the layers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a penguin, so it was a head. So he had 5 different layers for the head. And I just like do a for loop and turn on one of the layers for the head and turn off all the other ones. And then I go through each like part of the body of the penguin. So it was head, body, legs, like shirt, and turn on only one of the layers, and then I generate a PNG out of the Photoshop file.
Oh, I was gonna say that didn't seem like the most efficient, but since you're reusing just that one file, that's fine.
Yeah, it's one file with all the layers in it.
So this is Photoshop script?
This is a Python script that I wrote. I have no idea if you can write scripts directly on Photoshop. That would be
you
really
can.
Cool. Well, I have never done that. Yeah, no, I've never done that.
Yeah, people write scripts to do, and I think this is where this concept was born, because as you were explaining it, people have done like really interesting things. Like they'll write a script where like basically like output all layers from this folder or subfolders that contain this, prefix or whatever it is.
Right.
Because some people work with some pretty enormous Photoshop files.
Yeah, no, I had no idea you could do that directly on Photoshop. That would probably be easier because Python is limited because it's proprietary technology.
Well, I mean, you can't like click like add script and then you just start typing into it, but you can definitely add scripts to Photoshop through the like you can click like add new script. You just can't. It doesn't have a text editor for that.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying. You understand what I mean.
I understand the concept. I just don't understand how that's done. I don't Python. I'm guessing now it can be done with Photoshop script.
Yeah, you just create a bunch of layers for different parts of the image, and replace and turn on only one of them at a time.
That's of a solution that I thought all those images were separate and like their positioning even was stored on some kind of array.
No.
But if you're saying there's just some master Photoshop file where you hand place everything already to begin with and it's just iterating through it, that's a big difference because you don't need all that data.
Exactly. No, it's like a guy with a hat, and then you create a layer for each color hat, and I just turn on one of them at a time. That's it.
All right. Okay, well, I gotta actually get going and do something right now.
All right, man.
I will talk to you guys later.
Cool.
Later, man.
Well, how far in the game are you? I haven't been paying attention.
I don't know, I'm just doing this. I'm trying to do this like animated message box thing.
For the cutscenes, right? For the
Yeah. Yeah, it's not really that interesting to watch.
No, it never is. But have you been following the NFT marketplace?
Nah.
It's been a lot of rug pulls lately, so this actually has, just having you on stream has increased our credibility by a lot. Like a lot of big people like us because of that.
Yeah.
It's a selling point, really, because we're actually building it, right?
Yeah, I mean it's
Being built. Unlike, and you'd be surprised, all of these projects, they're not actually building shit.
I know, almost none of them are.
It's crazy. Yeah. All right, I have to go back to my other job. See you, man.
Alrighty, dude. Later.
How do I quit this? Disconnect.
Oh man. What a conversation. Okay, so this doesn't matter, and then all it's gonna do is just update. Right, that's, man. Sorry. It's actually face, right? Sprite equals face sprites 0. Default, I should just kill it. Right? I can't write that. How about that? Can I not do that? Anyway, it will crash because of index out of bounds. Okay. Or I'll just force it to be null or whatever. Can I do that in an array? Thank you. And then it will do this if, what is this like? Face, timer. So now I'm actually animating the face. This will just cycle. I will set face sprite to be equal to face sprites index, face index. This would be this, right? Like that. And it will increment the face index. I will actually do that first. And what I will do is if face index is greater than face rights dot length face index equals 0, just so that cycles, and that'll just go on forever until this text done thing is hit. Actually, this will just always go on forever. Let's see. Open text close state equals state open state equals open plus text close. So this is for this state. I don't even need this text done thing. It's just always going to be doing this. If there is no text, just close. State equals state.close. And then the same thing here when the text is actually done. And I'm going to assume that the scale is, so when I launch transformed local scale equals local scale x local scale. Now this y scale will be 0. Whatever that was. And if it's opening, scale dot y plus equals depth time. If scale dot y equals to 1, scale dot y equals 1, and we're done. And state equals state.text. And transform that. And then here we're basically doing the opposite. On close, dot y minus equals if it's less than or equal to 0, it equals 0. And then nothing happens. State done. Done. this is a lot of stuff to test. I also don't need text done anymore. Alright. So what I want to do is then, for message box to launch itself, launch with face, face type, come on, face type, pilot, and we're going to test something here. No compile errors. Sure, immediately. Yeah, immediately here. No? Alright. Makes sense. Message box. There we go. Let me actually add the sprites. Like so. There, static sprites, 2, 3, 4, 5, static, 3, 4, 5. There, it launched. It's not playing anything though. And then it immediately starts closing. So that should probably be on some kind of a timer. Does look alright though. So it starts opening, test something here, and close. See if I can make that a little bit better. So I'm going to wait some amount of time from the time that the text is done until it goes to close. Alright, that's simple. Close timer is greater than 1. Then we do this. Else close timer plus and then once we do this, close timer. Close timer is back to 0. Why the face is not animating? Was I never incrementing the face timer? I think maybe I wasn't. Test something here, 1001, and closing. Cool. So, character timer. So face timer is out here. It's not incrementing. Face timer plus face timer. That should just work then, right? It's going so fast. Alright, because after it does that, phase timer phase timer equals 0. That's not bad at all. Should I make him stop? Should I make him only be talking when the text is running? Probably, right? There we go. Just do that there then. And then I'll make it wait like 2 seconds to give people a chance to read, I guess. And then it should probably scroll much faster. So I'll do like 2.5 seconds. And then the character scroll speed will just be way faster. 0.3. It's like 3 times faster. Come on. Ah, he got locked in. So once it's done, got to make sure got to make sure to set that face. So the state will have changed at this point. So let's make sure we're only still talking, and then when we do when we're finally done talking, face sprite 0, the initial image. So he doesn't have the open mouth there at the end. Nice. Pretty solid. I think it opens up a little too slow, so just gonna open up twice as fast and close twice as fast. Although, yeah, instead of doing that, oh, because it's going by scale, right? Yeah. Okay. Pretty good. I like it. Okay. Message box is pretty much done. Because so I'm just not gonna do this, and this thing is gonna automatically have a 0 scale here, so that it is not visible when the game starts. I honestly could just manually do that, I'm thinking. There. Until someone else calls it. Whoa! Decided to launch itself because the state starts off as open. Perfect. Okay. Alright, it's pretty good message box code. Pretty happy with it. the only thing I want to do at that point is have like a message box trigger. Right. So message box trigger. And then it's going to have some definition of face. So message box dot face type, and that's public, right? And it's also going to have message. And that's really all it is. And it's going to have a box collider. Required box collider to be. And it has to be a thing. Let's see, create empty. This is going to be message box trigger, and it's going to have message box trigger. It's going to be a trigger. All right, face type pilot. I'm on it. That was like the line. And then what happens is, let's see, mbox. So message box level manager is going to have message box method that's going to have message box dot face type, and message, and it's going to go ahead and say I'm going to need a message box. Message box unbox dot launch face type message. And then the message box is on awake or on start. Not really sure. Level manager dot instance dot mbot level manager public mbox is this, right? And then ship. I don't actually like this. Okay, but I can at least say, yeah. If the message box trigger is less than, right, if I describe this random ship fighter here, I say this position right here, whatever that is, 11.66. Right, so I can't, oops. If, update, if position.x, transform.position.x is less than 11.66, then level manager.instance message box face type message, and then destroy this. is going to have a movement. It's going to also have ship movement. So I don't need the box collider, honestly. Alright, Unity, reload script assemblies. Every script assembly. Can you move the box collider? It's not important anymore. And it just needs a ship movement. Right, it's going to have one movement, move right to left, infinitely at some x velocity of 1. Oh, where is this thing? It's going to have it immediately, right? It didn't actually work. Oh, take a quick break. All right. So this should actually immediately trigger. Right, I know that because it destroys itself. However, it does not launch anything. Level manager message box. Right, mbox launch. Probably because it doesn't set its state to open. There it is. That is that, and I can just test that to make sure. Let's put it over here. And it should slowly move into the screen and then trigger it. There it goes. Alright, that's not bad. I'll probably want a better implementation, something that can like chain the message boxes together, like a series. Yeah. Good message box set. Is that easy enough to do? Think about that. It would just kind of cycle when one is done, go on to the next one, launch with face and text. We just have to do that after some time. I could set the message box trigger to do those things. Doesn't seem ideal. I'd also need like some kind of a callback to know when one is done to launch the next one. I'd rather have the message box itself take in all that information at once and then just play out until it's completely done. Either that or just time all the message boxes well enough to where I just position them in a way that I know that they're gonna work. Seems kind of dumb, but not a bad way to set it up. Not the worst way to set it up. Right, so instead of launch with face and text, I can give it like a cue. This could work. Message queue. Oh, hold on. So, message object, which has the face type, and text like that, and this doesn't even have to be public, whatever. And then it has a queue, message object, message queue, and then queue message, queue message, and this is gonna do this. Here. Launch, that's just gonna be launch. Message object, current message. Okay. Message queue, so message object m and face type equals, come on, face and text equals text. Oh right, because they're not public or whatever. Just gotta rename this to face. That would be face. And message queue dot enqueue m if message queue dot count is 1. If this is the first object you've ever created, added, then launch. And then launch will dekey the message. Current message equals, right, so I don't need this there. Current message is message queue.dequeue. I don't care about this dot face. This is going to be current message dot face, current message dot face, like that. Text to play is current message dot text. It will open. It will close, and when it's done, else if state is done, and I can always do this instead. No, it's not. Actually, yeah, if I'm done and I have one message, or I have message queue, but I'm done. No, I don't want to necessarily do that. Do I? That might be the better approach. So if the message queue count just happens to be greater than or equal to 1, then I'm going to launch. Which then it's going to keep, otherwise it's just done. It's just done. And as long as there's messages in the queue, it's going to keep launching over and over again with the next message in the queue. So then what I can do is queue up 2 messages. Make sure that they happen one before the other. So this one should come here. 2. And this message box is going to be Roxy. It's going to say great. Right, so I know because this one is on an X position before this, it's going to happen first. This is not going to launch anything, it's just going to queue a new message with base type and message. Triggering. On it. I'm on it. Index out of bounds. Okay. So something interesting happening here. Okay, text to play. Text player index. Okay. That's all that was. So text to play. Text player index is 0 and base index is 0. That's all that is. Not sure why it was the same text. I guess because the text never updated, so. Oh, and then the text will just keep appending to itself, won't it? I also have to clear out the text. Yeah. I'm on it, and then it's going to continue on with the same text. Great, yeah. Okay, so it has to also text. Hold on. Yeah, text.text is just blank. Great. Just move out of the way here. Watch that happen. Great. Minimize. Perfect. I like it. That was easy enough to throw in there in like 10 minutes. Alrighty, that concludes message boxes for now. I'm gonna say that that is done. Where's my player script? Dialog boxes. Cutscenes is not really done. Cutscenes is, I guess, something else. Some kind of series of scripted events. Kind of like what just happened, except instead of the message box, it could be a message box. I could just have the message box trigger be an event trigger and have it do a message box, or move the player ship, or do something else, do a screen shake, I don't know. And then just queue those all up whenever I want. Yeah, something along those lines. Cool. Alrighty. I'll catch you next time.